Oh. Sarvadharma sthapakatvam sarvadharma swarupakaha acharyanam mahacharyo Ramakrishnaya te namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam. Sri Ramakrishna once again pointing to us how the great single pointed devotion gopis had for Krishna, how the great single pointed devotion Hanuman had for Rama. Gopis could never ever look at Krishna of Mathura. Krishna bedecked with that all the jewelry and the royal robes. He was unknown to them. They wanted that simple Krishna of the Vrindavan, the cowherd boy who used to play on the flute and who used to put that peacock feather in his crest and who used to play around with all those gopis and his other cowherd friends. That was the Krishna that gopis they were dedicated to. The moment they saw Krishna in Mathura, oh, who is this man? And immediately they started pulling their veils down. Oh, no, the unknown person should not see our face. We should not look at the face of this unknown person. Who is he? That was the single pointed devotion of the gopis. The single pointed devotion of Hanuman when he went to Dwarka. Krishna told Rukmini, come Rukmini, now Hanuman has come here. Now it is the time for us to appear before him in the forms of Ram and Sita. Hanuman won't recognize the form of Krishna and Rukmini. That was the single pointed devotion of Hanuman towards Sri Ram. Even Vibhishana, he refused to bow down before Yudhishthir after the Rajasuya Yajna when he was put on the throne by all the kings in the neighboring areas. Vibhishan said, nothing doing. I have bowed down my head before Narayana. Only I can bow down my head before Narayana. In fact, he was so much dedicated to Rama. But at least he had compromised, saying Rama and Narayana, they are the same. So, Krishna, he offered salutations. He bowed down before the Raja Dhiraj, the king Yudhishthira. And seeing the Narayana bowing down before Yudhishthira, Vibhishan also bowed down to give that respect. So that is the kind of single-pointed devotion that gopis had for the Krishna of Vrindavan, Hanuman had for Sri Ram. And Sri Ramakrishna says, again, he gives another example of a daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law in a house. Of course, earlier they were the joint families. So a lot of other male relatives used to be there in home, like uncles-in-law, fathers-in-law, brothers-in-law, the nephews and all. Sri Ramakrishna said that daughter-in-law of a house, she serves all. She serves all with great affection, with great love, with great attention. She looks after the well-being of all the other family members, her brothers-in-law, her father-in-law, and other male members. She serves them. That she brings them water to wash their feet. They fetch their towels, clean their laundry, arranges food for them, arranges seats for them. Everything she does for all these other male family members. But Sri Ramakrishna says her relationship towards her husband, that is absolutely unique. She may be loving other family members like the brothers-in-law and other male family members, but her unique love towards husband is unique in its own sense. That cannot be compared, that she cannot share it with anybody. She will respect them, she will take care of them, she will regard them, she will revere them, the elders. But the love she shares with her husband is only that unique sharing of that love that she will do with her husband. She won't share that with anybody else. So Sri Ramakrishna has given so many examples to make us understand the significance of that single pointed bhakti. And now Sri Ramakrishna says, even this single pointed devotion, it has two aspects. This single devotion to a single ideal, even that has two aspects, Sri Ramakrishna says. Now let us see what Sri Ramakrishna has to teach us today. There are two elements in this ecstatic love, Sri Ramakrishna says: I-ness and my-ness. Now, these are, apparently they look to be similar, but Sri Ramakrishna now explains the difference between the attitude of I-ness, loving a deity, having a devotion towards a deity, with the element of I-ness and my-ness. Now Sri Ramakrishna explains. Yashoda used to think, who would look after Gopala if I did not? He will fall ill if I did not serve him, if I did not take care of him. It is I who am taking care of my Gopala. You see, that feeling of I, the importance that Yashoda had in taking care of her own Krishna. That I-ness, Sri Ramakrishna says, is unique in this kind of a vatsalya bhava. And then she did not look on Krishna as God. No, it is I who have to take care of my Krishna. I who have to see to it that Krishna doesn't fall sick. It is I who has to see to it that Krishna doesn't play any pranks. Krishna doesn't steal butter from other households. It is my responsibility, because I am responsible for the welfare of my Krishna. That kind of I-ness, Sri Ramakrishna says, what Yashoda had for Krishna. In the same way, Kaushalya had for Sri Rama. So that is one kind of the aspect of the single-pointed devotion, that Krishna is mine and I am responsible for him. I don't know Krishna in any other form. I don't know whether Krishna is God or what, or whatever people say about him. For me, the Krishna is my child. I have to look after him. I have to take care of him. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that about the element of the my-ness. The other element is my-ness. It means to look on God as one's own. And my Gopala, my God, my friend, my beloved. You know, the other the bhava in the devotional practices, the other bhava like Mathura bhava, Sakhya bhava, Dasya bhava, they all come under the my-ness. Uddhava said to Yasoda, one of Uddhava, who used to spend a whole lot of time with Krishna in Dwarka. Uddhava once come to Vrindavan and he started talking to Yasoda. So he was telling Yasoda about his friend Krishna, his philosopher guide Krishna. So Uddhava says that, Mother, your Krishna is God himself. He is the Lord of the universe and not a common human being that you consider him to be. He is a God. He is the God of the universe. So that is what all the lecture Uddhava starts giving to Yasoda. And what is Yashoda's reaction? She said, oh, is that so? I am not asking you about your Lord of the universe. I want to know, how is my Gopala doing there in Dwarka? I don't want to know how is your Lord of the universe is doing there. I just want to know, how is my Gopala doing? I don't know whether he's a Lord of the universe. I don't know whether he is God. She says, not the Lord of the universe, but my Gopala. So that is how this I-ness and my-ness difference. For Uddhava, it was my Lord. Krishna, my Krishna is Lord of the universe. Yasoda says, nothing doing. It might be Lord of universe for you. But for me, it is my Gopala. I just want to know, how is my Krishna, my Gopala doing in Dwarka. I don't bother whether he is Lord of the universe. I don't bother whether he is God. I don't bother whether he is so and so. So that is the difference between I and my-ness. And then Sri Ramakrishna once again reiterates the love that gopis had for Krishna. How faithful to Krishna the gopis were. After many entreaties to the doorkeeper, the gopis entered the royal court of Mathura. Now, again, Sri Ramakrishna is giving that same example that he gave just a few moments ago. That how gopis, they were not willing to look at Krishna in Mathura. After many entreaties to the doorkeeper, the gopis entered the royal court in Mathura, where Krishna was seated as king. The doorkeeper took them to him. But at the sight of King Krishna wearing the royal turban, gopis bent down their heads and said to themselves, "Who is this man with the turban on his head? Should we violate our chaste love for Krishna by talking to this stranger? Where is our beloved Krishna with the yellow robe and the bewitching crest with the peacock feather?" That is the Krishna they loved. And that is the Krishna they always wanted. They didn't want the Krishna of Mathura at all. They didn't want the prince or the King Krishna at all, with all that royal glamour. They wanted that simple cowherd Krishna who used to play with them. They wanted that simple the Krishna bedecked with the peacock feather in his crest. Not with all those gold crown and jewelry and bedecked with the jewelry, with all those royal robes and that grand personality of the King Krishna. No. They wanted that simple cowherd with whom they had played, with whom they had sung, with whom they had danced. And that Krishna who played the flute and made all these gopis dance and play with them. That is the Krishna they always cherished. They said, "This Krishna, we are not going to look at him." And immediately they drew their veils down. Oh my God, how can we show our face to this stranger? How can we even look at this stranger? How can we talk to this stranger? We don't know him. So that is the kind of the single pointed devotion that one should have. And Sri Ramakrishna says that is the ultimate. The single pointed devotion is the end point on the path of devotional practices. That is the end of the Bhakti Marga. The single pointed devotion, and that's what Sri Ramakrishna always calls it as the Prema Bhakti, the Raga Bhakti, the ecstatic love, which was there in the minds of gopis, which was there in the minds of Yasoda, even in fact, even in the minds of people of Dwarka for that matter. That topic will come in the subsequent teaching that Sri Ramakrishna tells, that how even the Dwarka people of Dwarka, they didn't appreciate Krishna of Vrindavan. So that is how the single pointed devotion takes place. The primary devotion, it might be initially a devotion towards multiple ideals, recognizing the fact, as Sri Ramakrishna had told, that how the devotion can be of two types, single pointed and the multiple focused. That accepting the fact that my Krishna has become Rama, my Krishna has become Buddha, my Krishna has become Kali, my Krishna, that is the knowledge tinged devotion. That my Krishna can be so many things. That is another aspect of the devotion. The pinnacle of the devotion, Sri Ramakrishna says, is this single pointed devotion. No, I cannot accept my Krishna as Rama. I cannot accept my Krishna as Kali. I cannot accept my Krishna as Buddha. I cannot accept my Krishna as Durga or any other deity for that matter. My Krishna is my Krishna. So that is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching to us, that how even within this single pointed devotion there are two aspects. The I-ness that Yasoda had, the I-ness that the Kaushalya had for Rama, the I-ness that gopis had for Krishna of Vrindavan, and the my-ness that Uddhava had for Krishna, that my Krishna is Lord of the universe. That is the kind of a multitudinal devotion. So that was the difference that Sri Ramakrishna explained to us while explaining the single pointed devotion and how it also has two aspects to it. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.